How to take a taxi in South Africa. Taxis are the predominantly used public transportation system in South Africa. Because I didn't have a car, I had to use a taxi every day to get to wherever I wanted to go, whether it was work, the beach, or even just a friend's house. Because of this, and because I was able to use it so much, I got pretty acquainted with the process of using a taxi, and because it's something that's pretty culturally unique, I thought it'd be kind of fun to share it with you. Now, taxis are not like what you're thinking if you're thinking of like a New York taxi. They're essentially very flexible shuttle buses. They have a pre-assigned route, and you basically, like a bus, you go on the taxi that is going to be closest, that's going to go closest to your destination. An empty taxi waits for people to load up at an assigned location called a rank. People load up into the taxi, and once it's full, the taxi takes off without delay. The first thing you need to sort out is paying the fare. Paying for your taxi fare requires a bit more internal math than most public transportation systems. A taxi typically holds 14 passengers, 3 rows of 3, 1 row of 4, and someone in shotgun. Each person pays individually, of course, but each row will hand the total fee of the row to the driver. For example, let's say the fare is 10 Rand. That means a row of 3 would hand 10 Rand each, totaling 30 Rand to the driver. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, not always. If there is change to sort out, that usually occurs within the row before handing the money to the driver. Let's say I only have 20 Rand. Someone in my row would give me their 10, and I would use my 20 plus the other person's 10 to pay for the row. Still fairly simple. But it can get even trickier. Let's say someone only has a 50 and I only have a 20. Money starts to circulate, and you need to keep track of what you are paid and what you are owed. In this scenario, the person with 50 would pay for the whole row, meaning the driver would owe him 20, each of us would owe 10 to the person who just paid. But I only have a 20, so I would give him 20, meaning the person who has 10 would owe me 10. And just like that, all 3 of us exchange money to different people, with only one of them actually directly paying the driver. The next thing you focus on is literally transferring the money. The back row is not about to throw the bills at the driver. They tap someone in front of them, hand all the money, which often includes coins, make sure you don't drop them, and say how many people the fare is accounting for. As a quick side note, the person riding shotgun looks like they have it easy because it's only them, right? Wrong. This poor bastard better have gotten straight A's or high marks in math. They are supposed to help the driver calculate the change, if there is any, since the driver is focused on driving, swerving, playing loud music, or maybe talking to another taxi driver if they are stopped at a streetlight. Okay, so you've paid your fare, you've passed along other people's fares, everyone is happy that they all have their change. Enjoy your ride. All you have to worry about is getting dropped off. The cool thing about taxis are they are flexible wherewith you drop you off. Whereas buses have assigned bus stops, taxis can drop you off anywhere on the route as long as you call out a mutually recognized landmark. Call it out while you are approaching it, and the driver will pull over to let you off. As long as it's mutually recognized, you can call it out. Now that you've vacated your seat, the driver will look for people along the route to pick up. This is another element of the flexibility. If you are anywhere along the route looking for a taxi, you can signal to a passing taxi that you need to be picked up. If there's room, and sometimes even if there isn't, you can get picked up. Fare is a bit easier because mostly everyone else is paid, so you're directly paying the driver. Now you're ready to take public transport in South Africa. No need for an expensive fancy car when you get the more real, grounded sense of how to get around in South Africa. I hope you liked the video. Feel free to leave a like and even comment below on what else you think I'm trying to cover. This is pretty new for me, trying to do animation, so I'd love to hear any sort of thoughts on what you think might be interesting. All right, thanks for watching.